Imagine finding an unfamiliar note on your fridge that says, "Be right back, you live alone, no one has a key." The handwriting? Unfamiliar. That's what happened to Sarah, a quiet graduate student. At first she brushed it off, but when more notes showed up, in locked drawers and under her pillow, fear took over. Was someone watching her? Did her landlord have a key, or was it something worse? This is a chilling story of mystery, fear, and a revelation that will leave you questioning your own reality. Sarah, a graduate student living a life of quiet routine. One evening, she found a single post-it note stuck to her refrigerator door. She had spent the day buried in her books at the university library, and the sight of the note was jarring. It was out of place, an anomaly in her otherwise predictable life. It bore a simple message, written in a neat, unfamiliar hand. "We see you." The handwriting was precise, almost too perfect, as if someone had taken great care in crafting each letter. A shiver ran down her spine. She lived alone, and the note felt like an intrusion, a violation of her sanctuary. Her mind raced with questions. Who could have left it? How did they get in? The possibilities were endless and terrifying. Dismissing it as a prank, she threw the note away, but a seed of unease had been planted. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of the wind outside her window seemed amplified, feeding her growing paranoia. The notes continued to appear, always in the same handwriting, always with cryptic messages. "We know your secrets," one read. Another simply stated, "You are not alone." Fear turned to obsession as Sarah tried to unravel the mystery. She questioned her neighbors, changed her locks, and grew highly suspicious of her landlord, whom she always found strange. Yet the notes persisted, appearing in increasingly impossible locations. Inside her locked desk drawer beneath her pillow. Sleep became a distant memory as every creak of the floorboard, every rustle of wind against her window sent her heart racing. The nights were long and filled with an eerie silence that was only broken by these unsettling sounds. She would lie there, staring at the ceiling, her mind racing with thoughts of what could be causing these disturbances. Was it just her imagination, or was there something more sinister at play? The messages on the notes grew more personal, referencing details of her life only she knew. Paranoia set in. Each note seemed to be a piece of a puzzle that she was desperate to solve, but terrified of what the solution might reveal. She began to question everyone around her, wondering who could be behind this invasion of her privacy. Had she stumbled into some elaborate conspiracy? The more she thought about it, the more it seemed like the only plausible explanation. She spent hours connecting the dots, trying to make sense of the chaos that her life had become, but the more she tried to understand, the more confused she became. Was she being stalked by a deranged individual who knew her every move? The thought sent chills down her spine. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, that someone was always one step ahead of her. Every time she looked over her shoulder, she half expected to see a shadowy figure lurking in the darkness. The rational part of her brain screamed for a logical explanation, but the relentless barrage of notes chipped away at her sanity. She tried to convince herself that there had to be a reasonable explanation. But with each passing day, her grip on reality grew weaker. The notes were everywhere, a constant reminder that she was never truly alone. Her once peaceful home had become a prison of fear and uncertainty. We need only look closely enough to find them. In the end, the mundane details of life often hold the answers to our most perplexing questions. The truth, as it often does, arrived in the most unexpected way. Desperate for an answer, Sarah set up a hidden camera in her apartment, hoping to catch the intruder in the act. The footage she found the next morning shattered her reality. It was her. In the dead of night, Sarah was seen rising from her bed in a trance-like state, walking to her desk and carefully writing the notes. She then placed them in their eerie locations before returning to sleep, completely unaware of her actions. Horrified, Sarah sought medical help and was soon diagnosed with carbon monoxide poisoning. The invisible, odorless gas had been seeping into her apartment through a faulty ventilation system, impairing her cognitive functions and causing memory loss, hallucinations, and sleepwalking. The experience, though terrifying, served as a stark reminder sometimes the most unsettling mysteries have the simplest explanations. It was a lesson in perspective, a reminder to not let our imaginations run wild. Subscribe now to our channel where we dive into real stories from viewers and the web. Stories so unsettling they'll linger in your mind and make you see the world a little differently. Send us your story and join the growing community of mystery seekers. Don't miss out, hit that subscribe button and join us as we explore tales of the sleepless.